Well, greetings and salutations, my most excellent friends. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Recently, I got an email from Texas 01ism. Oh yeah, it's a Texas-ism. And for that, I raise my glass of scotch to you, sir. Anyway, the gentleman's name is Jim, and he is coming to South Korea to visit a friend and has a good handle on what to do, what to see, but was asking me for some quote-unquote secret tips, some insider information on how to make the most out of your travels to South Korea. And I thought that was a fantastic question. So today I'm going to present you with 3 tips on how to make the most out of your trip to South Korea. So the first thing you got to do, and this really doesn't always pertain to South Korea, but also pertains to any kind of international travel outside of the United States, and that is you need to check with your credit card holder on whether or not they charge you foreign transaction fees for making purchases abroad. Now, the reason why I say that is that when I was living in the United States, I had several different credit cards. I used them for different things. And over the years, more and more of these credit card companies would alert me to a change in their terms of service. They would say, if you travel abroad, we're going to charge you a 3 to 5% foreign transaction fee for every time you make a purchase that's not in US dollars. And I really did not like that. So I would cut that credit card and only select credit cards that wouldn't charge me a foreign transaction fee. Now, the reason why I bring that up is that here in South Korea, a lot of restaurants, a lot of different places that you may go, whether it be for, I would say, souvenir shopping or for big events, they do take credit cards. And if you have to pay the standard fee plus the foreign transaction fee, you're not going to be saving a lot of money. So do that ahead of time. And if they do charge a foreign transaction fee, take some extra cash. That being said, here in South Korea, sometimes the credit card transaction fee isn't built into the price of the thing you're buying, whether it be dinner or a souvenir. You actually have to pay on top of that. And it's supposed to be denoted, but sometimes they'll say, oh, well, this is, say, 50,000 won, but if you're paying with a credit card, it's going to be 55,000 won. So just be aware of that as well. They will take most foreign credit cards around Korea, especially at major venues. But if you can use cash, use cash. And of course, before you leave, also make sure that your ATM debit card or whatever does work overseas. And also, finally, on that note, alert your credit card company, alert your bank that you are traveling overseas so there's no fraud glitch up while you're traveling. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 pertains to the airport. Public transportation in Korea is amazing despite what things have been happening in the news. It's one of the reasons why I do not have a car here. I love using the bus. I love using the subway. It's how we get around. But it pretty much stops working at midnight. It just doesn't go after that and picks up again 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, I bring this up because a lot of the international flights do arrive late or really early in the morning, and you may be missing the ride back into Seoul. Several times, Joe and I have had to leave here late at night, sleep at the airport because we can't get a ride there through public transportation in a time-sensitive manner to either depart or sometimes come back. A lot of times when we come back from the Philippines, we literally have to run from the plane, through customs, through baggage claim, out the door in order to get the bus. My good friend John, Fanpants here on YouTube, he came to visit us in November, and literally it was one of those situations. I met him at the gate, exchanged our pleasantries, ran to the door. I had him run to where the bus was. I went up to the ticket counter, and we were like the last 2 people on the bus. So, depending on what time you come in, you may actually have to spend a few hours at Incheon International Airport until public transportation comes. Now, you can always take a taxi, but Incheon is about an hour away from Seoul. It's 2 hours from where I live. So a taxi ride home for us is about $110. It's forget about it. I'd rather spend 3-4 hours at the airport, go into the spa, having a nice coffee. It's a 24-hour place, so there's always something open. You can always have a good time. So just be aware of the transportation limitations going to the airport to or from based on when your flight is, and plan accordingly. And number 3 pertains to power. Oh yeah, power, baby. Oh, power. Have a little more scotch. So, in our modern lives, we use computers, we use cell phones, we use cameras, we use tablet devices, and they all have to be charged. Now, you're coming from the United States, which uses the 2-prong adapter, and here in Korea, we use the typical Asian or European adapter. And while it is a very good idea to have at least one universal adapter while you are traveling, just in case you have a layover, or you're using your camera or your cell phone to take pictures, and you're finding the power is dropping, and then you want to go to a cafe, plug in, charge up. You need something for that. But overnight charging, I would recommend not bringing a lot of universal adapters. I would recommend packing a power strip. You throw the universal adapter onto the end of the power strip, you plug it into the wall, and then you have 5 or 6 two-prong outlets that you can plug everything else in overnight. It's a great way to travel. And in fact, when Joe and I travel, we have a 5-bay power strip. That's actually a universal power strip, because then it's even really easy, because we have US adapters, we have Korean adapters, we have some other my iPad is from Singapore, so I have the UK adapter there. And it just makes things incredibly easy. We just use the native adapter, plug it into the power strip, and then put something on the end of the power strip into the wall. It makes things tremendously easy. And when you travel, it's great to do it that way. Also, because if you're staying in a hotel sometimes, or even at your friend's flat, you may find that there aren't enough outlets in convenient places for you to plug in everything, or you have to share outlets. Oh, I'm going to charge this for an hour, and then I'm going to charge this for an hour type of thing. Forget about it. Just bring a power strip and you are good to go. A lot of power strips are very, very light, so it doesn't add a lot of weight to what you're packing already, and they are also fairly compact, so you can put them in your carry-on luggage as well. So there you go. 3 awesome tips that I think make coming to South Korea even better. If you have any questions for me, feel free to write me. You can do so at questions@chiranger.com, and I will try to get back to you. So that's it for today. Thanks for the question, James. And as always, you guys stay true to yourself, and especially at this poignant time of year, be awesome.